Here's another show you can enjoy in the True Story FM family of entertainment podcasts.
What's up, Supernatural superfans? I'm Chrissy Lenz.
And I'm Nate McWhorter.
And we're the host of
Gank That Drink,
a supernatural drinking game podcast.
It's the podcast where we make up drinking game rules for our favorite episode of our favorite show, Supernatural.
We recap the episode for you and let you know how all the rules played out.
Then we let you know the drinking game rules for the next episode, so you can play along.
Plus, members get every episode early and ad-free.
With some extra bonus content chit-chat at the end of each episode as a member exclusive.
So download Gank That Drink, a supernatural drinking game podcast wherever the finest podcasts are available.
And or become a member at truestory.fm/gankthatdrink.
And when you're out there in the world saving people and hunting things,
you know, the family business.
Keep the Gank That Drink motto in mind. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.
Ever wonder where the devil got his horns?
How about those cloven hooves?
Or that pitchfork?
Wasn't he an angel?
No, he was a snake.
No, he's the great red dragon.
No, he's the beast.
He's the prince of this world.
Prince of darkness.
Well, he's the prince of darkness.
Good morning, star lovelies. One of my names is Lester Ryan Clark.
And I sometimes go by Keenan Diaz.
And we're the hosts of the brand new podcast, The Devil's Details. What comes to mind when I say Lucifer?
How about Satan?
What about just the devil? How did the big bad of the Western world end up with so many faces? Join us as we dig up, decipher, and deconstruct the devil's many forms throughout history.
Take a guided tour with Dante through the 9 circles of hell.
Or revisit Satan's angsty bad boy years in Paradise Lost.
Learn the ins and outs of a Faustian contract.
Easier than a 1099, but with a hell of a lot more fine print.
Slither on over to The Devil's Details on True Story FM and join us in the diabolic discussion.
Love and hisses. Mwah! Didn't Al Pacino play him in a movie?
Are you sure that wasn't Robert De Niro?
I could have sworn it was Tim Curry.
That was Elizabeth Hurley.
Didn't he go down to Georgia at some point?
Ox Hare presents, in association with True Story FM, the Swashbuckling Ladies Debate Society. Today's adventure, Dreamboat. Felix, Felicity, Figaro, Filberto. Do we know a Filberto?
Good morning, Goldie. Did you sleep well?
No. I went to bed thinking about F and woke up thinking about F. I'm making a list of all the F names I can think of. Did Zinnia date any evil masterminds named Fletcher?
No, that's a name I'm sure I'd remember. Is there any breakfast tea left?
Yep. Should still be warm. The pot's right over there.
Oh, thank you. What are these letters?
Oh, sorry. Forgot. They got delivered this morning. They're both for you.
What a lucky girl am I. The first one's from Mrs. Dumer. It says there's been some kind of commotion on the docks, something about a race. She's asking us if we'll stop by and see if we can figure out the issue.
Frenchie? No, that seems too obvious. Floyd. Are we being menaced by a guy named Floyd? Might being named Floyd drive a person mad?
Goldie.
I heard you. Ursula, Docs, race. We'll swing through and take a look this afternoon. Unless you've got something else planned.
My schedule seems to be clear. I may have spoken too soon. We have an invitation.
We do? For today? Seems short notice.
They can't expect us to just... Oh.
Oh, what? Good-o or bad-o?
Yet to be determined. It's from Trevor.
And do we know a Trevor?
Trevor Bozeman. He's from my past. His boat just arrived in Massalia.
Well, that's lucky. We needed to go to the docks anyway.
It's not at the docks. He's moored at the marina.
He what? How in the world did he swing that? You gotta be rich or connected or both to get in there.
Indeed. He never mentioned that he was doing that well.
Mentioned it? When would he have mentioned?
Good morning.
Hello, my love. Bonjour, Goldie.
Morning. Hey, Zinnia, did you ever date a Floyd?
Of course not. How dare you? I have standards.
Gotcha. Cross that name off the list.
Did I hear you say someone is doing well?
Saffron's old friend Trevor is in town. And get this, his boat is moored at the marina.
Oh, très chic. I don't remember this name.
Oh, I knew him when I was young.
Is there any more tea?
I'm afraid I've drunk the last of it.
Aucun problème du tout. I'll simply have to make more. Back in a moment.
Goldie, I might have a big problem.
With what?
Trevor is a little more than a friend. He was my first.
First boyfriend?
Yes, but also my first.
Oh.
So even though we stopped dating when we were teenagers, we've kept up correspondence over the years.
I don't like where this is going.
And I may have left some parts out of my stories.
Well, that's a good thing. We do have some secrets to keep.
Yes, but he doesn't know about Zinnia.
Seems like a pretty big omission.
It's slightly worse than that.
How so?
He's always had a romantic disposition and very complimentary. And I'm not very good at confrontation.
Yes, you are. I've seen you fight like 100 people.
In combat, sure, but in relationships, not so much.
I don't quite get... Wait. Saffron, how did you break up with Trevor?
See, that's the thing. We sort of didn't.
You're telling me that... Wait. Is he hot?
Physically attractive for a man, yes.
That's Saffron speak for bombshell. You're telling me that this hot, rich, single, former lover just pulled into our harbor and he thinks he's got a shot?
That seems to be the case.
Saffron!
I didn't know how to break it to him. He's a good friend and we've known each other for ages. Plus, he's an excellent writer. Oh, I looked forward to each letter.
How long were you planning on stringing this guy along?
I wasn't stringing him along. I just never really cut him loose. Goldie, you can't tell Zinnia.
Can't tell me what?
Oh,
Well, it's too late now. Cat's out of the bag. Might as well just tell her.
We've
been invited to have brunch on Trevor's boat today. And we know how much you love brunch.
The perfect meal, bringing in the best of both worlds to suit every taste. How wonderful!
Yeah, it's going to be great. Saffron and Trevor have so much to catch up on. I'm sure they have a lot to talk about.
Saffron, my love, didn't you used to date a Trevor?
I did.
Is this the same one?
In fact, it is.
I wonder if he is still, what is the phrase, carrying the flame for you.
It's carrying a torch, and that was so many years ago.
Yeah, he couldn't still be holding out hope.
Especially after you changed teams entirely with.
I think I'll go see if I can find my orange sundress.
Oh, I love that one. You look ravishing in it.
Or maybe something less ravishing.
Goldie, did she seem strange to you?
Did you ever date a Fabiana?
Oh, yes. Lovely woman.
Could that be RF?
No, she's dead. Arrow in the neck, killed by her jealous husband. Jealous of me, actually. Well, not just me.
Oh, that's sad.
It was. But I killed him back, so ledger balance.
Zinnia!
It was in my wilder days, and it was a fair fight. Jealousy can be a powerful beast. Makes people lose their rational thoughts. Morty?
Yes, please.
When you said we were having brunch on a yacht with your friend, this is not what I expected.
Yeah, it's not so much of a brunch as it is a buffet. And not really a yacht, more of a...
Floating casino filled with wealthy gamblers.
He didn't mention this in the invitation?
Not a word.
How frustrating that must be, to have someone leave out such a vital piece of information from a letter.
Was there a meteor shower last night? Because it appears 3 heavenly bodies have appeared right in front of me.
Hello, Trevor. Permission to come aboard?
Granted. Saffron, it is so wonderful to see you again.
My, that hug is certainly going on for a long time.
It certainly is.
Should we say something or...
Well, some people are just long huggers.
I have heard that.
All right, I think that's enough. Trevor, I'd like to introduce you to Goldie and and this is Zinnia.
Blonde, brunette, and redhead, I am spoiled for choice today. So lovely to meet such lovelies. And Saffron, let me take a look at you.
Here I am.
There you are. It's been so long. What a vision you are. Michelangelo had it all wrong.
How did he have it wrong?
Don't set him up.
When he was sculpting the famous statue of David, the artist was reported to have said that he simply cut away all the pieces of the stone that was David.
Right.
When I met this fine woman, she was but a skinny little gal. Still pretty as a picture, but a stiff wind would have knocked her over. But now the years have added to her frame, every new curve a brush stroke, every crease an improvement. And with this artwork, the more added, the more aged, the finer it becomes. Value incalculable.
Ah, Mr. Bozeman, you certainly have a way with words.
I'll say. I felt the heat on my face as that one passed by.
That's very nice to hear. You also look nice.
Very kind. I find more salt than pepper these days, but I can only hope I age half as gracefully.
Nice? He looks nice? Are we seeing the same man? Monsieur, wine and cheese have nothing with which to compare. And I expect you smell of tobacco and sea salt. May I give you a sniff?
Okay, this is just getting too odd now. Let's all take a step back. Quite a boat you've got here.
Oh, thank you kindly. While I am not the captain of this vessel, I am its owner. And in that role, I welcome you on board the Big Deal. Let me show you around.
Wow, this is quite a step up, Trevor.
It is indeed. I managed to take my degenerate hobby and found a way to make my money consistently. And if the house always wins, why not buy the house? Now, even when I lose, I win.
That's how you play the odds.
Exactly.
I can see how you want to spend more time in a casino. You always did enjoy a game of chance. Why a ship?
The idea came to me when I was thinking back to the time that circus came to town. Do you remember? We were 19. Your parents hated it.
What was their problem?
Oh, too many to list. But in this case, they considered it too lowbrow, which made me want to go all the more.
So we snuck out. Of course, we only saw the first half of the show.
Why?
Yes, you said it inspired you somehow.
It did. This crew would move into a town, set up the tents, provide a few nights of entertainment, then move on before they overstayed their welcome. I thought, why couldn't you do the same with a casino?
It sounds like you're saying you float up to a town, bleed it dry, and then move on to the next one.
I like you, Goldie. You're sharp. But I'm just following the lessons of Mother Nature. There's a reason animals migrate. You need to go where the fresh food is growing.
And I suppose you have a girl in every port, eh?
I can see why you'd think so, but in truth, my heart has already been claimed long ago.
How wonderful. You must tell me about her.
Mrs. Dumaire!
What?
I totally forgot. Mrs. Dumaire sent us a message this morning that there was trouble on the docks, and we were supposed to check in on her.
She did?
She did. I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention it. Been a bit distracted. We should go.
No.
No?
No, we should go. You should stay with your friend who is visiting from out of town. Maybe have a long overdue chat. Zinnia and I will see what's going on and we'll all meet up later. Isn't that a great idea, Saffron?
Perfectly perfect.
Come on, Zinnia. Let's let these two catch up.
What about brunch?
Some things are more important than brunch.
What a terrible thing to say. Are you going to tell me what that was about?
What? It was about justice and fighting for the little guy and providing light in a world of darkness.
Of course. Wait, I know what is going on.
You do?
This is about Trevor.
It is.
Goldie, you have nothing to worry about.
I don't?
Of course not. You know I love to flirt. But I would never cheat on Saffron, and certainly not with one of her oldest friends.
Right. You and Trevor. I was so worried.
Not that he isn't a handsome man. Oh, perhaps if it was an and instead of an or situation.
I'm going to stop you right there. I can promise you that wouldn't help the situation. And also, we're here.
And I'm very confused. It looks like 2 boats filled with cargo are ready to be unloaded, but all the crew are just standing around.
More than standing, it's like they're frozen or they're waiting for something.
And now a flurry of motion. Goldie, I think they're racing.
You might be right. And they don't seem to care much about safety. I'm seeing bent fingers. That rope doesn't look safe. Watch out! No one's even stopping to help that guy. He's on your crew. What's wrong with you?
They are trampling one another, not paying any attention to who else is on the docks. Oh, this is madness.
Looks like the race is over. Everyone survived. Bumps, bruises, and I don't think legs are supposed to bend that way.
We need to get down there and put a stop to this before something terrible happens. Come on.
I'm so sorry, my dear. I hoped our reunion would be more intimate. But I sent one of our pit bosses home early. The man was positively peaked, so I need to keep an eye on things. You don't mind a little walk while we talk, do you?
Not at all. You've come a long way, Trevor.
Oh, I don't feel so different from the boy you knew. I always like to push my luck. It's just now I'm thinking of much larger stakes. It's not just my livelihood I'm risking.
Well, that's very noble.
Pete, would you see about finding a replacement for Sarah on the blackjack table? She's looking a little weary. Thank you so much. What were you saying?
That you seem to have calmed down. You were much more energetic in our younger days.
Well, there may be snow on the roof, but I can assure you the fireplace is still raging.
That's not what I meant.
My dear Saffron, are you blushing? Same old demure girl worried about manners.
Not quite the same, no. I wanted to tell you...
Pete, that fella by the roulette wheel, I think he's had a bit too much to drink. Why don't we get him away from the tables into a booth? Maybe some coffee on the house.
In our correspondence, I may have possibly left out, by accident, of course.
It's not a bad life, is it?
What?
I mean, I get to travel all around the world in a comfortable manner. I've been to dozens of cities, and yet I still sleep in my bed every night.
That does sound pretty nice.
But it can be a lonely life. That's why I look forward to your letters. I have them all, you know. I've kept each of them since we were 17. They're in a waterproof container, just in case something happens to the big deal. They're precious to me, as are you.
And you are also great.
I know I promised to build you a library, but there's not much room here for so many shelves. Instead, we'll visit a bookshop in every port we stop in. Swap the old ones with the new, keep those pages moving.
That's very sweet, but I
don't think I'm expecting you to just be arm candy, although what a trophy you will make. Plenty of work to do here. I'll fire anyone whose job you want.
I would never ask you to do that.
I know, but we know each other so well you wouldn't even have to ask. We're simpatico. Just you and me and the open sea.
And a hold full of degenerate drunks and gamblers.
Whose money we will put to better use. It's not what we always dreamed of, but it's pretty darn close.
Trevor, please, I need you to listen.
Well, hold on a moment. Pete, what is it? You'll have to whisper louder. It's noisy in here. Really? No, I'll see to it myself. My dear, I'm so sorry. There's a matter that demands my attention. I tell you what, let's have dinner tonight and we'll break the news to everyone.
News? What news?
That's a girl. I'll see you back here tonight.
What news?
Goldie, what did you find out?
That men who have been at sea for a long time are really good at looking and not so good at listening.
I experienced largely the same. Fortunately, I was able to convince the harbor master to give me the lowdown. We had a nice chat.
And by nice chat, do you mean...
What? No, I mean he was very friendly, so I may have smiled a bit more. It's very bright, so I might have batted my eyes a little more than usual. And perhaps I dropped my notebook, requiring me to bend down slowly to pick it up.
These things happen.
Oui, these things do happen. But while he would not give me the information I sought, he was kind enough to write down the name of the office I should visit on this slip of paper.
Let me see. Huh. This is an address across town.
What? No. The other side, there it is. Slip 421.
Then what is... Wait, is this his address?
I'm sure he just misinterpreted.
It says he'll be leaving his door unlocked tonight.
Oh, about that. It seems I don't know my own strength.
How did Saffron resist you for so long?
Believe me, Goldie, that prize was worth the chase.
Speaking of prizes, let's see what wonders we will find inside of Slip 421.
Another customer. Mr. Skewer, fetch me the big board. Hello, gents. Step right up. Our next round is about to begin.
And what are we betting on today?
The latest, greatest game in town. We've taken something quite ordinary and made it quite extraordinary. Well-to-do women such as yourselves are, I'm sure, well acquainted with the transportation of items from place to place.
Oh, yes. I'm a great admirer of shipping in all its forms.
Excellent. But the simple practice of placing a crate on a pier, then on a boat, then on another pier, onto a wagon, blah, blah, blah. So dull, so ordinary.
But you found another way? Something more efficient?
Efficient? Sure, more fun. You see, the name of the game is speed. Why wait for some idle worker to finally do his job when you can bet on which will arrive first?
You're betting? On deliveries?
That's just the start. The real trick is in involving the crew in on the action. Enterprising entrepreneurs such as yourselves place bets on which cargo will get delivered first. But the crew bet against each other to see who can do it faster.
That sounds dangerous. What are the rules?
Who cares about rules when there's fun to be had and money to be made? Each crew that wins gets a bonus, and we all divvy up the spoils on picking the right horse, as it were.
But people could get hurt, even killed.
Ah, I see you like a little bit of the blood sport. Very good, madam. As a matter of fact, we do have odds on dismemberment or permanent injury on a sliding scale by size of body part.
This is inhuman. You are putting people's lives and livelihoods at risk for a game.
Wait a moment. Oh, know that voice. We've tangled before, haven't we? You stole the woman from me. A railway worker that we owned.
First off, women are not property. Secondly, oui, I am Madame Liberté, and this is Mademoiselle Fraternité. And you are with the formality.
That I am, and proudly so. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Mr. Tongs. The large shadow you find yourselves under is Mr. Skewer. Say hello, Mr. Skewer. Well, seems he remembers you as well, and that our last encounter did not end amicably. Is that so? How magnanimous of you, Mr. Skewer. It seems he's willing to forgive and forget, provided you are here to place a large wager, that is.
This enterprise has come to an end. Shut down this operation, or we will shut it down for you.
You can bet on it.
That would be a fool's bet, and neither Mr. Skewer or I consider ourselves to be fools. At this time, we would politely request that you leave our place of business.
It looks like the betting has concluded for the day.
Oh dear, destruction of private property? How gauche. Is that how you wish to behave, that I must ask you to leave, or else?
Or else what?
Oh dear, Mr. Skewer, such language. What would our employers say? Nevertheless, I would have to agree. Some people must be shown the error of their ways.
This doesn't have to end in violence.
Violence was always going to happen. We're just trying to determine how much it will cost to clean the blood from the upholstery.
Oh, wait! I just got it!
Ew, in that case, keep it to yourself.
No! It's obvious! F!
Is this one of those letter games? We don't care for those, do we, Mr. Skewer?
No, I mean F! F is for formality! They're the ones who've been tormenting us.
Is this true? Your group is the one who has been sending us letters, hiring assassins, putting us in the crosshairs of cultists?
I'm afraid I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sure, this guy doesn't know, but he's just a little cog in the big machine.
I'll have you know that one of my responsibilities is managing the social calendar, a job I take very seriously. Yes, I was just coming to that, and Mr. Skewer is the bookkeeper.
This guy handles the finances?
There's fewer things Mr. Skewer enjoys more than a balanced ledger sheet. Yes, and extreme violence. I was just coming back to that.
Rats. Thought I had a solution there. Well, looks like we're about to throw down. How do you want to play this?
You take on the chatty one. I'll face off against the giant. But be careful, they are crafty.
Got it. Fight hard, fight smart.
Bon courage, fraternité. Good day, Mr. Skewer. Perhaps I could convince you to surrender. I can make the loss so much sweeter than the victory. Not to your liking, eh? I have some very open-minded friends. Understood. You like your pleasures of the old-fashioned variety. On this, we must disagree. And at the point of sword, en garde.
Mr. Tongs, is it? Do you have a large pair of metal pincers you're about to brandish?
I'm afraid not. That's not how I got my name. But if you're determined to fight, then let us begin.
You don't have a weapon? For a duel, you're a little unprepared.
I have all that I need. Whenever you're ready. You appear to have missed me several times. Please don't let that mistake deter you. Perhaps you just need to try a little harder.
Oh, I'll show you a little harder, you little toady.
Oh, and we've added insults. Interesting. Nevertheless, I have come to an understanding with my appearance and care not what others might think of when they look at me. My value lies internally.
That's remarkably healthy for your mental attitude. Now hold still so I can swat you.
I have never been a fan of the strong, silent type. I prefer to know when I'm doing something right. Ah, oui, exactly like that. Now we are communicating. And I must commend you on your pain tolerance. I've staggered several with that blow, and you keep coming. Remarkable. Annoying, but I give you my respect. But I see the same is not returned. That was a good hit. Oh, I prefer to only see the stars at night, if you please.
Will you just hold still?
I don't see how that would be advantageous to my well-being.
Aren't you going to fight back at all?
Oh, but I am, little ducky. The longer you work to try and get me, the more tired you become. And when Mr. Skewer has finished with your friend, you'll be too pooped to party, as they say.
Yeah, well, what if I just stand here?
All the same to me, I don't get touched either way. But you can't, can you? Knowing I'm right here, within arm's reach, and you can't catch me.
Come here, you.
You'll have to be much quicker than that, sweetness.
Or perhaps she just needs a friend.
Egalite, just in time. How'd your conversation with the guy about the thing go?
It was pretty one-sided.
Ah, you really let him have it, huh?
Unfortunately, it wasn't my side.
You still haven't told him?
A conversation for later.
Well, yeah, how's that method working out for you?
Bad guys first, rough chats later.
What's this about rough Chad? Another enemy to face?
We'll talk about it later.
Fine then. Together. Liberté.
Égalité.
Fraternité.
I remember these two from the business with Bella. Hammer and tongs, right?
Very close. My preferred sobriquet is Mr. Tongs. And of course you remember Mr. Skewer.
I'm not sure which one of you is the brains of the outfit, but surely you can see the deck has been stacked against you.
Gotta be tough to beat 3 queens.
I aim to try, especially when the Joker is wild. Mr. Skewer, would you be so kind as to shuffle them most severely?
Now, my friends, what's all this hubbub? I came to collect this morning's take, and what do I find? No one placing bets, just a tasteless brawl.
Sorry, boss. We were simply attempting to remove some pests from the establishment. We know how you like to keep things neat and tidy.
Miss Tongs, you are missing a prime opportunity to expand our network. Such distinguished guests are not to be given such guff. Where are your manners?
Some folks enter with trouble on their minds, and we always want to give the customers what they want, don't we, Mr. Skewer? You were right. I didn't mention how rude they were to you. I'm so sorry, Mr. Skewer. Hurt his feelings, so they did.
It appears we can deal with the puppet masters, not the puppets. I remember you. Monty Bank, right?
I am indeed, and what a pleasure to be remembered by such a lovely lady. Had I known you were interested in our new venture, I would have offered you an investment package.
I'm afraid our assets are intended only for institutions that help, not hurt. That build up people, not tear them down.
That sounds like a quick trip to the poorhouse.
I do all right.
But you could be doing so much better. And since everyone appears to be in a much more talkative mood, Mr. Tongs, Mr. Skewer, why don't you leave us?
Are you sure, boss? The shorter one is especially stabby today.
I would have been if you'd given me a bit longer.
You see?
Nevertheless, you've provided the stick. Let me present them with the carrot. Please, can we show a modicum of good taste?
If a modicum is all you've got, I don't think I want to see your carrot.
Fraternity!
I'll be fine.
We'll be on our way. Really? I don't want to say that. Fine. You, the dark-haired one?
Yeah.
Mr. Skewer wants you to know that he thinks you look lovely in those boots.
Oh. Thank you.
I'm not telling her that. It's inappropriate for the situation. Until next time, ladies.
Now we can get down to it.
Liberté, you all right over there? You haven't said a thing since Monty showed up. Are you still mad about the thing with Shiver Scar?
No, I've just been putting off a conversation I don't want to have.
Now, surely there's something I can provide.
Absolutely. I need a moment with Madame Égalité.
What's going on?
We need to talk about Trevor.
We do? Now? Why?
Because I know.
You know?
Oui. I was hoping it would not come to this, but here we are.
Oh, Zinnia, I am so sorry. I was trying not to hurt anyone, and now I fear I've hurt everyone.
I can see how this would be difficult for you to talk about.
Is this really the time for this?
I agree.
You can keep your comments to yourself, Montebank. Or should I say, Trevor?
What?
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 You may be using a mask to disguise your voice, but I know how to identify a villain. Saffron, I'm so sorry. Your friend is a member of the Formality.
It's true. I have been revealed.
It was such a good pseudonym.
That's what you wanted to tell me? About Trevor?
Oui. What else could there be?
So much more, I'm afraid. It seems you'll soon need to start hiring.
Is that a threat?
No, just a sea change when the winds of love sweep across the bay. Saffron is leaving you to come to our side as my wife.
You are?
I am?
Oh, no, you're not.
I don't understand.
She loves me, and we have known each other in the most intimate ways. I know her heart and her body very well.
Is this true?
It is. It was. But that was all so long ago. It was in the past.
To him, it seems very present.
I was young and doing what I thought I was supposed to do. No matter how unnatural it felt, I wanted to be a good daughter, a good girlfriend, and one day a good wife. I thought it would feel normal eventually, but it never did. Until you.
I am no one to judge for experimentation. I would even applaud the effort. I place no blame on you for that. But you have kept this secret from me. Why?
I wanted to avoid the unpleasant conversation. I hoped it would just go away. And now here it is, and so much worse than even my fears.
Tell me what happened.
Trevor always kept a torch burning for me. I knew it and never snuffed it out. I hoped time or distance or another woman would quell it. Instead, the flame has turned into a fire and now threatens to burn what I've built. With you.
Did you want him for you and he too?
No, never. I wasn't keeping him in reserve. Break glass in case of breakup. But I valued our friendship and the times we spent. I was being selfish, naive.
You are being hopeful. There is no need to apologize for that.
But now, Zinnia, if you'll excuse the gambling metaphor, I am all in with us.
You have won this hand as you have won my hand. One question. Are you still mine?
For now, forever, for as long as you'll have me.
Then I'm afraid it's time for you to break up with your boyfriend.
I suppose it is.
Come away, dearest. Your new life awaits.
No, you don't call her dearest. I call her dearest. Well, actually, I don't, but I am the only one who can.
Trevor, I am sorry, but I can't marry you.
But why?
Because I'm already married to her. This is my wife, Zinnia.
Why, that's... You almost had me there. You and her? That's funny. That's terribly funny.
Why is that funny?
Because she loves me. And she loves men. Frequently, if memory serves.
Trevor, I'm gay.
Of course you are. You're about to marry the love of your life.
I'm queer.
Maybe a little, but that's what makes you charming.
I am a lesbian.
Hardly. You were born in America. I doubt you've even been to Lesbos.
Oi, this guy. Fella, Saffron has sex with women. Only. Well, one woman. That one, right there. And it happens a lot. I know, I live in the same house. They aren't quiet.
We aren't?
No. Oh, we are not.
Sorry, I feel like I took us down the wrong road. Saffron?
Trevor, I don't feel any romantic attachment or attraction to men. I'm only drawn to women. That flame-haired vixen especially. But others too.
Others? Who? And can you be specific?
We don't discuss which of our friends and acquaintances we've thought about sleeping with. At least not in mixed company.
You have a list?
I may have written down a few thoughts on the subject.
Gertrude is on there, right?
Goldie.
Gertrude Walcott. One of the six?
I mean, there was some serious heat between those two while we were searching for you.
Nothing ever happened. I never said anything or gave her any reason. I don't even know what she likes or...
No. I can see it.
I don't think I've ever seen Saffron blush this hard.
You?
Oh, I think he's starting to get it.
You kiss girls?
No.
No?
I kiss women. I have specific standards.
But the two of us, what we shared, what you wrote.
Trevor, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to lead you on, but I know that I did. I bear my share of the blame for this. I wasn't honest with you. The sin of omission is still a sin.
You're just confused.
I am not. I was then. You met me at a strange time in my life. And now I know what I like, what I want, and where I'm going. And it's all with this woman.
Then she's what's standing between us.
Oh, you are just not getting it. If you kill Zinnia, and you couldn't, by the way, there'd be another woman. Probably one who was kicked out of her powerful family and has curves for days.
Goldie.
No, I was wrong. She can blush even more.
But she's not wrong. It's not you. Well, it's not just you. It's all men. And that I want none of them romantically.
I've never seen her flustered like this before.
Well, it means she's speaking from the heart, not the head.
I know this is disappointing to you. I'm sorry I hurt you.
I can still win.
What? Win what?
Your heart, your hand, your future. I'm not out of the game yet.
Walk away from the table while you still have some dignity.
They told me I was a fool, that you were a lost cause, but I knew I could get you back. I still can.
Who told you that?
The other founders of the formality. I'll prove them wrong. I still have cards to play.
Trevor, for what we shared, what we had, I need a sign of good faith.
What would you have of me?
Shut this down. This whole twisted operation. No one should be making money based on other people's pain. Can you do that? For me?
For you? Of course.
Thank you.
And now it is my turn. As the woman whose wife you are trying to steal, pull up your anchor and sail away. Because if you try to come between me and my woman, you'll face a fury stronger than that of Medusa. Was that direct enough for you?
This isn't over.
Love will conquer all. You'll see. You'll all see.
There's a thorn that'll be back in our paw soon.
So,
I'll make sure that everyone knows that all bets are off. Also, I'm still hungry. Meet at the Curious Dolphin for lunch after, this.
of course, we'll see you there. I am so sorry.
I know you are. And you don't need to keep apologizing.
I know, but it's built in. It's hard to break free of the flaws that were placed in our bedrock.
Things like avoiding confrontation.
Exactly. My brain tells me if I ignore it long enough, it'll go away, even though I know that not to be true.
Your concern for the feelings of others is one of the things I love about you, but it can't come at the expense of your own.
A lesson, it seems, I need to keep learning.
The best ones often are like this.
Much to my annoyance. So, are we going to be okay?
We will. But you? And him? Handsome, surely, but Saffron!
If it's any consolation, he was the best of a limited selection. And he does own his own boat.
In that case, I won't stand in your way.
Come along, my love. Let's get something to eat.
Of course. One last thing.
Anything.
Gertrude? Really?
I never admitted that.
You never denied it either.
I may have perhaps remarked to Goldie that she reminded me of a younger you.
So I am the old model you wish to trade me in for a fresher version?
Wine, cheese, and Zinnia.
Sounds like a pleasant evening. What does that mean?
3 things that just get better with age.
Give me my sin again.
Did you just quote Shakespeare to me?
I did. I know 2 things. One, the words to reach your heart.
And the other?
That we are going to be late for lunch.
Season 5, Episode 3, Dreamboat, was written, directed, and edited by Kyle Olson, starring Amy Shaw as Zinnia, Anastasia Plumb as Saffron, and Kara Gallo as Goldie. Hey, that's me! Our theme song is written and performed by Hedley Knights, and our interstitial music is Intended Force by Kevin MacLeod. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Ox Hare so you won't miss the next thrilling adventure. The Swashbuckling Ladies Debate Society is an Ox Hare media production. Old format, new ideas.